Hi, Renee. Can you
Hi,
hear me?
yes, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. How's your morning going?
Oh, good, good.
Nice. All right. Glad to be talking to you again. Let's
Yes.
get right into it because it seems you have a bunch of questions.
Yeah, I'm just very because I haven't really looked into the project for 2 weeks,
All
so
right.
I'm kind of lost about
All right.
this
Let's
one.
walk through it together. Don't worry.
Okay,
First
thank
of
you.
all, let's just review really quickly your calendar just to see how we are here.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even fill them.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. I mean, it's already pre-filled. So today is November. This is December 7th already.
December, yeah, December, yes.
All right. So that means, and you're already working on the third project. So that's really cool because here, according to the schedule, you should be working on the second project. You already passed that, so you're ahead of the game. So congrats for that.
No, thank you.
All right. So with that being said, I don't think we should modify the schedule, the calendar. I think it's working just great. I mean, you're ahead of it. All right. So let's walk through the to the project. Right. So basically, what is your current understanding of the project, or do you want me to
So,
give you like a brief overview?
maybe I can tell you my understanding
All right.
briefly. So my understanding would be we have to find some sort of pre-existing data in S3,
All right.
and then we write some code to read that data.
Uh-huh.
Somehow the code and AWS has to be connected, and then the code can read the data from S3
All right.
to Redshift.
Yes, Redshift. Nice.
Yeah, something like that. And so that's my understanding. But my question is, how do I know where is the existing data in S3? I cannot even see anything. And
All right. Awesome. Great question. Let's start right there.
yeah,
So the data that you're going to extract, transform, and load, it's in S3. So you got it right there, right? So the data is already in S3. So what S3 is this? So this S3 is provided by Udacity, all right? So this S3, you don't have to create it, already exists, right? You just have to extract the data from this S3. I don't know if you can see at my screen.
yeah, perfect.
Awesome. So
Mhm.
these are the directions of the S3, all right? Now, here's where the original data resides, and you need to extract it from this direction, right?
Okay.
Now, the problem is, where do you put that inside your files, right? I guess that would be the question. All right. I don't quite remember, but I have my project right here, so let's check it out.
Hmm.
Because I believe it was inside the ETL. So this will tell us to insert the queries. Okay, just looking at it 1 second. So it must be inside the ETL. It's not here. So it must be here. Yes, it is right here. All right. So you will have a DWH file. All right. And here you're going to put all the data all the sources for the S3. And as you can see, the only thing I'm doing right here, the file address that they gave me, I'm just copy and pasting the file address they gave me.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so all my song data, I'm going to extract it from here, from this bucket in Udacity's DEND S3. And all my log data, I'm going to extract it from this bucket, and the JSON path, I'm going to extract it from this bucket, right? And all of this file addresses are provided here in the project datasets, right?
Mm, okay.
So you just copy and paste them from here into your project workspace, the DWH config file here.
Oh, I see.
And that's how, and your ETL um, will eventually access that file, and that's how your file will know to what S3s to connect to extract files in the first place.
Oh, so if I fire up a what's that terminal, and then I run this etl.py, it
Uh-huh.
will connect automatically?
Yes, exactly. I mean, after you have finished writing the whole ETL, because I believe the ETL, you have to make some. I don't remember if it's already given to you in like final state, but it would definitely, as you can see, it borrows from SQL queries from this file. So if this file is not finished yet, uh,
No.
your ETL will be broken. So it won't work. But at the end of the day, yes, that is the final step. You run the ETL, and automatically it will extract the files from the S3 and load them into your Redshift.
Okay. Okay, so speaking of this, I am very confused with this staging thing. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
even,
that's a hard subject. Yeah.
yeah, I don't even understand why do I even, where do I put this staging table, and
Right.
what's
That's a good
point?
question. Right. So the point of the staging tables is because you sometimes are going to get data in like in all different sorts, right? So maybe you have one file that has, I don't know, it says, let's talk about music. So maybe it says artist ID, or maybe it just says artist name. But maybe from another file you have something that says artist or whatever. So
Mhm.
that would be really difficult if you try to load everything from the different files into one final table, because that final table won't know if you need to look for the artist name or just for the column artist. So what you want to do is from all your files, you want to pre-treat them basically, so that you know how that looks in your table. So I think it will make more sense if I show it to you. So that logic is going to be here in the SQL queries file, right?
Okay.
So as you can see here, first of all, I have a staging events table
Hmm.
and a staging songs table.
Hmm.
Why those two tables? All right. If we look into the instructions, let me open it in another tab. Um, it says that basically the way they divide their data is into songs, which basically holds this kind of information,
Hmm.
and log data, which is logging information from the user, which is called like this, right? That's how it looks. Right. So we need a staging table for the song data set, and another load staging table for log data set, right? And the reason we do that is, let me see if I can get rid of this. All right. We want to hold, as you can see right now, we have many files for logging information and many files for song data.
Yeah.
So the first reason to do that is just basically because you want to have all your files in just one table, right? So that's reason number
Oh,
one.
okay.
So instead of having to access every file and join that in your last table, you just you take all the, since you know that every file is going to look like this, it will have these columns. You
Mhm.
access each file and you load all the information of that file into the table, and now you know that all the files live in that table. All right, so that's reason number one.
Oh.
All
Oh,
right.
so that's why your staging tables do not have a primary key, isn't it?
Yeah, that might be the case because you don't know the how it comes, right? Maybe the
Oh.
file is broken, maybe a column here and there doesn't work. So yes, that's the reason. And
Oh.
your final tables, these final tables are actually relational database. It's a relational database. So these tables should work with queries, should be like already super clean, it should be ready for a data analyst to perform queries on them. And so what you're going to do here in the staging events table and the staging songs table, um, yeah, you don't know actually how the data comes. Sometimes the data won't come in as neatly. So and for to create some, and okay, so let me stop there. So that's one reason. Was that reason making more sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot more
Right.
sense.
Awesome.
I think I have another question before you talk about other stuff.
All right.
So I think I kind of understand the staging the first table, the
Right?
first staging table, but the second one, where did you find all these variable names?
Of
How do
course.
I know what are
So
they?
for the staging events, it was provided here, right? Oh, I mean, for the staging, I think events is log and the other ones is songs. Yeah. So for the events table, this is logging information of the user,
Hmm.
right? So this, I found it here. As you can
Okay.
see, it has artist column, author column, first name, gender.
Hmm.
That's exactly the columns that I have here.
Hmm.
Artist, author, first name, gender. So I'm getting that from here because they're showing me how each file looks. I just
Hmm.
want to make sure that I have a column for each of these in my UUD,
Oh, column. Yes.
all right?
Okay.
And that's how I get it. How do I define the data type? You have to guess it a little bit, all right?
Hmm.
Sometimes it will tell you, but here you have to guess it. For example, artist, well, it looks like it's going to be a string. Author, the same. First name, the same. Gender, the same. Item in session might be an integer, so we may try that. User ID might be an integer. Yeah, so we may try that. And it's going to be throwing you errors if it's not like that, and you can change it back to a string if it's not the case,
Ah, I'll see. I see.
right? Yeah, and as you can see, item in session I have as an integer, and most of them I just have them as bar chart.
Hmm.
Cool. Now for the songs one, they didn't provide a table, but they did provide how the file looks. All right.
Oh, here. Oh,
So
oh,
this
I
is
see.
a
Okay.
column. This is another column. This is the other column. So right now, num songs, artist ID, artist latitude, and here, artist ID, artist latitude, artist location, and that's
Mm.
how you get your staging columns.
Oh, oh, okay. So which means that these staging tables are created, but they're still in S3. Is that right?
No, that's a good point. So these files are in S3 and they look like this in S3, right? So your
Hmm.
first job is to create these tables in Redshift, okay, so that when you extract the information from the S3, this is the first place in your Redshift where that data will be loaded. Now, how do you do that?
Oh.
The ETL will take care of it. Don't worry about it. Okay, the ETL will access these create tables that you just wrote, and it will automatically create the Redshift based on the connection that you put here.
Oh, okay. So which means I have to spin up a cluster first.
Yes, but I would wait. I would actually they here they provide the order. So the first thing they say you should do is
Oh, right. Okay.
right, yeah.
Okay.
So write your create statements, and then complete the logic. And we need to complete some logic and create tables, and then write some drop statements. So basically here, they say, please complete these 4 steps and then launch a Redshift cluster. So I will wait.
Mm,
So I will
okay.
wait to finish these 4
Okay.
steps. And after that, then I would create my Redshift cluster, and then I would start just testing it out.
Oh, thank you for yeah. Thank you for for this. This is
And,
okay.
and don't forget to, it's a hassle because you have to turn off the Redshift and then turn it on again every time you want to test it. But Redshift is really expensive. So don't make my mistake. I got tired of turning it off, turning it on every time I wanted to test something. So I just left it on. I was thinking, how expensive can it be? It was really expensive. I had like $200 of credit, and I left it on for 2 weeks, and it was like $700 or nine
Oh
hundred dollars.
God.
So I overspent by $500, and I
Wow.
emailed them. I was like, I'm really sorry. Please don't charge me for that. It was a mistake. And they were really nice about it, and they did it. They erased the extra charge, but it was a hassle. It was like a back and forth of emails, and so you don't want to be
Okay, thank you.
there. No problem.
Yeah, I remember I was following lesson 2,
Uh-huh.
and then I think it's like what 20 minutes, and then $7 are gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Like
so.
it's expensive like that for sure. All right. So that's important. Now, so you're going to, now that you have your staging tables, all right? And I think that's design schemas for your. All right. So I think that was, yeah, design schemas. Then create statements for each of these tables. So yeah, you have to write all your tables first. So this is your logic for your staging. It's events and song tables, but then you have to write your tables for the relational database. And now the cool thing about you having written staging tables already is
Mhm.
that you can join these two tables to populate many of this. So for example, here in my song play table, I need a start time, a user ID, and a song ID and artist ID. So all of this info actually lives inside both of these tables. So
Mhm.
I need to access both tables to create this table. So that's why it's really useful for you to have both of them, to have a staging events table.
Uh, I don't quite follow
All
this.
right, don't worry. So,
I
so you understand now how to create your staging tables, right?
Yeah.
And why we need them. Awesome. The second step is to come up with your relational database tables. Now,
Mhm.
those tables, a schema is already provided to you right here,
Yeah.
right? And
Mhm.
now these follows a star design, a star schema. So you basically have a fact table that connects everything, and you have dimension tables, right, for every user.
Yep.
So this is already provided to you in order to avoid repetition of many columns or whatever. So you just need to write these tables inside your ETL. So I need a song place table with these columns. So I go into my SQL queries and I write that table with those columns, just like that. Then, for example, I have a users table with these columns. So I go here inside